So good evening, everybody. Thank you for coming to the Lower Paxton Township Board of Supervisors business meeting for Tuesday, October 21st. I will call the meeting to order at 7:04 p.m. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance led by Supervisor Thompson.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, before we start moving on our agenda, I will announce that we did have an executive session immediately after our meeting on 10/14 at 8:30, immediately prior to this meeting at 6:30, and we will have another executive session following our meeting this evening immediately to discuss privileged legal issues and potential litigation as well as personnel issues. Moving on to item number 3, which is the approval of the minutes for the July 8th, 2025 workshop meeting and the July 15th business meetings. May I have a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion or public comment on the meeting minutes from those two meetings? Okay, seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Okay, before we move on to public comment, we have a special guest here today. We have Ollie's Bargain Outlet, and we have a proclamation that would be read by Supervisor Vecchio.
So I apologize for the delay in this because this exciting time happened a little bit earlier this summer, but better late than never, right? So be it hereby proclaimed, whereas Lower Paxton Township is proud to be home to the headquarters of Ollie's Bargain Outlet Holdings, Inc., a nationally recognized retailer whose roots are firmly planted in our community. And whereas this year marks the 10th anniversary of Ollie's initial public offering on the NASDAQ Stock Exchange, an achievement celebrated earlier this year when company leaders rang the NASDAQ opening bell in Times Square. And whereas Ollie's has grown from its founding in 1982 to become one of America's largest off-price retailers, now celebrating the opening of its 600th store and expansion into its 34th state, continuing its mission of offering good stuff cheap while providing employment opportunities for more than 14,000 team members nationwide. And whereas the township recognizes that Ollie's ongoing success exemplifies the entrepreneurial spirit, innovation, and community commitment that makes Lower Paxton Township a great place to live, work, and grow. And now, therefore, be it, and it is thereby proclaimed by the Board of Supervisors of Lower Paxton Township, Dauphin County, Pennsylvania, that we wish Ollie's continued success and thank the company for the jobs and opportunities it brings to our community.
Yeah.
Let me speak
first. Yeah.
I'm really honored to accept this proclamation and thank the Board of Supervisors of Lower Paxton Township for this recognition. I'm still a baby. People actually don't know that Ollie's is more than a one-store or two-store company, even locally. Oh, you know, the store in Harrisburg, the one on Allentown Boulevard, yes. You have one in Mechanicsburg, too. We also have 639 more stores in 34 states, right? And as was said, we're a publicly traded company, NASDAQ. Our market cap is $8 billion, and we employ 14,000 people, of which about 1,500 are here in Pennsylvania. And several hundred of them are in our office in store on Allentown Boulevard and also about a mile away on Flank Drive, very close, which is our IT and data center. So we're very proud members of this community. Ollie's is a special company. It was founded and built by what we like to call bargainauts, who are passionate about finding amazing deals and good stuff cheap. We are America's largest, highly differentiated, off-price, extreme value retailer of brand name closeout merchandise. That's a mouthful. We deliver the thrill of shopping for incredible bargains in a fun and quirky way. We have a strong culture. We value being team players, caring for each other, being value obsessed, committed, always growing our careers and company, and being real. Our most important asset is our people. Going forward, we are especially committed to delivering extreme value in this moment. Consumers are seeking value in uncertain times, and our team stands ready to serve. We're committed to growth. We're adding 85 stores this year, on top of 50 last year. It will grow to 1,300 stores nationwide in the coming years. We are committed to our purpose. We're committed to our culture. Most importantly, we're committed to Lower Paxton Township, Dauphin County, and the greater Harrisburg area. So thanks again for this honor and being recognized by our town. Yes. You always have a good supply. Something you know you want. Different every time you go in there. We like to keep you guessing. Yeah, it's like crazy. It's like the treasure hunt, right? Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations. I don't know that they forget it.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, we'll move on. Under public comment, item 4. If anybody would like to step up to the podium, we just ask that you state your name, your address, and you limit your comments to 5 minutes. Yes, Mr. Minsker, please.
Good evening, members of the board, staff, and ladies and gentlemen in the audience. I'm Bill Minsker, 5956 Linglestown Road in the heart of beautiful downtown Linglestown. I would like to remind you that starting in June of this year, I started introducing you to a number of projects, 10 in total. Tonight is the 10th project. In front of you for your blue notebook is the 10th project, which is the project that hopefully will bring together all of the previous 9. These projects were are designed to bring recognition to you as a board in a positive way and also bring beneficial activities to our township. Tonight, my project number 10 is, as I mentioned to you earlier, is the project to bring these other 9 projects together. You will notice in your packet, this is the recreation of a commission which existed for about 15 years in the 1970s and 80s called the Lower Paxton Township Community Improvement Commission. Our job over that 15-year period from 1974 until 1989 was to tackle any topic that you threw at us that needed study. We would come back to you with recommendations. We also could bring about projects on our own. And before you leave tonight to go to your executive meeting, I have laid on the 2 front tables here a stack of historical material from our 15 years of operation, listing showing a number of the projects that we worked on. There are 28 of those listed there that are showing, along with the stack of our minutes from the 15 years, and also on this side, some of the press release newspaper articles that the Harrisburg paper printed about different projects on which we were working. And what I'd like to do very briefly is introduce to you how I propose to have all this come together. The page 1 of your packet of papers tonight shows you that outline, beginning with a constitution, which every committee, every commission, every board has in our township. I have taken the original constitution here and revised it and added to it to bring it up to date. So that is the proposed constitution shown you there on 3 pages. Then that's pages 2 through 4. Then starting on page 5 is a list of the 7 residents of our township which have volunteered to be members of the commission. 4 of us are here this evening, and I'd like to very briefly introduce them to you. JT Frederick is here. Also, myself and Perry Pyrish, and also Tim Severson are 4 of the 7. And Laura, you have a packet of all 7 applications which we have filled in. So my goal tonight is for you at the beginning of November, as you see on the last page, on page 6, there is an outline of how all of this can come together. And my goal is for you to hopefully give us permission to be recreated so that in November and December we can meet as a beginning group, get ourselves organized, approve our Constitution, give it back to you for your approval, obtain our officers so that at the January meeting, when everything in the township is reorganized by law, we are ready to begin our activities for 2026. So the material that I've presented to you there, along with the listing of our proposed 7 members, you'll see there in the middle of page 5 a list of about 20 of the very, very varied projects that different supervisor boards gave us to work on. And then over here on the table are a total of 28, which you're welcome to briefly look at if you wish, some of which were quite controversial. We even had public hearings where the public was invited to come to meetings. The most controversial of our whole 15 years of activity was a massive study we did of township road names, with the idea of changing some of them because of the confusion in the names. You would have thought we were creating a minor revolution in the township, but in any case, some of that was done. And you will notice in the middle of page number 5, some of those projects are things now that have been accomplished and are underway within the township due to our committee. And I'm inviting you to recreate this commission because I think you need this. You need something in this township to do work for you when things come before you that are brand new and you really don't know what to do with them. Give them to the Lower Paxton Township Community Improvement Commission and let us work on those. And then at the bottom of page 5 are the 9 prior projects that I've introduced to you since June, along with 3 more that I would suggest that you allow us to work on. Do you have any questions or comments?
Are there any questions from the supervisors?
No. Just
Bill,
thank you for the time you put into it.
Yeah. Mr. Minsker, thank you. These are very thoughtful proposals that you've been putting in front of us. And it's interesting. So this was in place for 15 years from 79 to
74 to 89.
74 to 89.
Yes, 1970, 15 years total. And again, I'll mention just before you leave to go to your executive session, take a look at some of the materials here on the table that are historic. There are 28 of our projects. You have a list there of 20, but there are more. And you'll see some of these were quite interesting and quite controversial that the supervisors either knew nothing about or they were hot potato issues that what do you do with these? So you gave them to us, and we gave you our recommendations as to what we felt you should do. And I recommend to you again that it's necessary for this to occur again.
Thank you, Mr. Minsker. We appreciate your time.
Thank you for your attention. One last item. I remind you of the 3D items, which I introduced you at the first time, of dynamic items that are dynamic, daring, and doable. And all of these are this type of thing. We need this, and I invite you to give us this opportunity to bring these about.
Wonderful. Thank you again, Mr. Minsker. Is there anyone else from the proposed committee that wants to provide any comment? No? Well, thank you for being here. Is there any other public comment? Yes, please, sir.
My name's Michael Canoff. I'm at 4908 Janelle Drive. That's in Goose Valley. I have a complaint. My complaint is back in the winter, I got a notice they're going to run. The sewer line runs into my back of my property in my backyard, and I have a little stream in the back. And they were going to tear the sewer line up and put a larger sewer line in for more capacity. So I got no problem with that. So the project started like the end of May. They came and put the sediment barrier up in the backyard to keep the sediment from going in the stream. I got no problem with that. My problem is that the sediment barrier is still there. I called to the sewer authority 4 or 5 times. Every time I call them, they tell me that, well, next month they're going to remove this barrier. Everything is completed, and it's all seeded. I've been cutting the grass. It's got some of my backyard cut off. They said it would be the end of June, then it was the end of July, then it was the end of August, then it was the end of September. This is October. It's still there. And the thing of it is when it rains hard, it builds a little pond there because it won't let the water run into the stream like it did before. So my problem is it's starting to deteriorate. It's got big holes in it. The stuff that's inside is coming out. I'd just like to know if I don't get any satisfaction out of the sewer authority. I thought, well, I'll come here tonight. I've never been here to a meeting like this before. Maybe you people can help me and get this barrier removed. I mean, you hired the contractor to put the sewer line in. I'm sure you have some pull. You should be able to tell the contractor, come and remove his sediment barriers so it's not destroying my backyard. Now, I'm not the only one that runs the whole way through Goose Valley. But I'm here to bitch about, so that's it. So I appreciate if you help me out, or, all you got to do is tell the contractor to come and remove it.
Well, thank you, sir, for coming and bringing this to our attention. Director Weaver, would you like?
Yeah, I can address
I don't know
that.
if you're familiar with what's going on there.
Yeah, sir. The contractor is required to keep the barriers up until there's, per the DEP and county regulations for their E&S plan, until there's 70% cover, which they have. So they should be able to remove that, but I will investigate.
What do you mean 70% cover? You mean with the grass?
Correct.
I've been cutting the grass for a month.
I get it.
What the hell? How much
That
more
doesn't
time
make
they
any
need?
sense to me. I will definitely investigate it, and if you give us our, I have your address. I can find your contact.
4908, yeah.
I'll be in touch.
Well, I heard this from the sewer authority. I sure hope you do better than they do.
I will.
Sir, can you just say your name again? Recording secretary didn't catch it.
Michael Canoff, K-A-N-O-F-F. Yeah, I've been in the same house since 1985.
Did you get his address?
4908 Janelle Drive.
Janelle, all right, thank you.
Yeah, Janelle, it's the main street that runs in that development. And they run that sewer line from Goose Valley all the way up to Club Drive and through Club Drive into the other development. They put that in so they could have, because all the buildings going on, they need bigger sewer line. I got no problem with all that. I mean, but I would sure like them to come and remove their barrier, because it's got my backyard all screwed up, and every time it rains, I can't cut the grass there and then it's killing the grass because it's like fills up in a pond. That water's supposed to run into the creek.
Okay. Well, thank you, Mr. Canoff. As Bill mentioned, we'll follow up with the contractor and come back to you. If that's
I
okay.
appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Is there any other public comment? Yes, sir.
My name's David Roccasecca, and I'll spell it for you. It's Rocca, S as in Sam, Ecca. I live at 3201 Pembroke Avenue in Susquehanna Township. The reason I'm here tonight is concerning two stoplights on Union Deposit Road. The first one is at Union Deposit and Scenery Drive. At that intersection, eastbound traffic can do a U-turn at Scenery to get back onto westbound Union Deposit. However, traffic on Scenery Drive has a sign that says they can't turn right when the traffic is doing getting left turn lanes from Union Deposit onto Scenery or the U-turn. The reason for that is there is no light there that tells those motorists that there is a traffic that is turning U-turns or left turns from Union Deposit onto Scenery or a U-turn. I would recommend that a simple light to let the motorists know that there is turning traffic from Union Deposit onto Scenery or the U-turns. Similar to the sign that's at the Colonial Road and the entrance to Boscov's. At that intersection, there is a pedestrian crossing, and they press the button to turn to go across the road, and a sign comes up on the no right turns. Simple as that. The other issue is U-turns from Union Deposit Road left at Briardale, which is at the Sheets and McDonald's there. I've seen a lot of traffic that is done U-turns there while traffic is coming from Briardale making right turns. And there's really close. I'm surprised that there hasn't been more accidents than that. So that's the two issues that I have that I think needs to be brought to your attention. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Have you raised these issues with any township staff?
No, not to this point. I figured I'd come out here tonight and mention it. I didn't know who to talk to here, the highway department or which one of you has jurisdiction over that. Or
No.
if you have to go through PennDOT or whatever to do those signage.
Yep.
So a no U-turn sign would be great on Union Deposit to Briardale. That solve that issue real quick.
I travel that road both ways, but every day. I know exactly where you mean.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. I was just looking to see. I don't see a no U-turn sign, but on Union Deposit and East Park / Scenery, there is a sign there that says right turn, but you have to yield to U-turn.
The trouble is that they can't tell when the traffic when that
Is
light
making a
goes.
left or making a U-turn?
Yeah.
I get it. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We'll certainly log these for further study consideration. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Is there any other public comment? Mr. Miller, please.
William Miller, 4511 Crestview. I was going to say anything tonight, but the gentleman with these U-turns, and I think you may remember on Route 22, there used to be some no U-turn signs. And they went missing a long time ago because, and I know the story, but I'm not going to relate it. But they were taken down, bad for business. And I've almost T-boned a bunch of people or gotten hit out there, Mountain Road in 22. And I'm just saying everybody knows, officers know, everybody knows where these are. And with all of our traffic congestion and our growth, it might be time to go back and look at this. It's a state road, you have to ask PennDOT and so on. But there are roads. We travel them. And I remember the 90 plus an hour, mile per hour T-bone out there at Dunkin' Donuts on 22 probably 30, 40 years ago. People just pulling U-turns. And some people, then they have to back up. They can't, they're doing 3 and 4 point turns. They don't know how to pull a trailer. You eliminate it. I've always said it's simpler to drive around the block than have a problem. So I just piggybacked on what the gentleman said. It's a very valid point, and it's something to be looked at because we had it before when it wasn't as bad. It's worse, and they take them away. So there's a lot of history here again that I mentioned. I'm sure Bill knows it all, but he knows all the history. But they were there, and they're gone. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Miller. Is there any other public comment at this time? Okay, well, thank you, everybody. We'll move on to chairman and board member comments. Any comments from the board at this time?
So just a quick update on the roundabout issues. So I don't know if you guys travel that road, but today there was some message boards put on, 2 on 39, 1 eastbound, 1 westbound, and then 1 on North Mountain Road. We will have a concept plan in our hands hopefully by the end of the week. As for North Mountain Road, traveling north towards the square, that intersection, there has been new signs ordered as well, and there's going to be new pavement markings, do not block intersection. Hopefully that provides a little bit of side distance to the public that's looking to make a left on heading towards 22. And lastly, I don't know if, can I use your computer quick? Google Maps. I should have told you that. Just open up a new tab. So there's on 22 and North Mountain Road. So for any of you guys that is familiar with the area, as you can see, a car is starting to make, pass the queue and come to make a right on 22. We're looking into some HOP issues with this entrance here, but we could potentially add a turn lane to minimize the queue that's looking to go straight towards Carnes or whatever, or make a left, because that does back up into the off-ramp sometimes. So we're not sure if that's going to be a viable option. PennDOT's still looking into the HOP issues, but that's also an option on the table to improve the traffic flow. So.
Thank you, Supervisor. Is there any other supervisor comments at this time? The only other thing, Mr. Miller, please.
Just on that, and again, you remember, down at the Arco station at Colonial Road, you couldn't drive in that right lane, but they took the right lane and made it an access onto the interstate. Exactly the same thing you're proposing on Mountain Road. So they've already approved it. There's a past practice of allowing that to happen. And I've often wondered why, because and then that entrance to the dental office is an issue, but it can be worked out. But they've already done it already for the sake of expediency and access. So it's already a precedent. Thank you.
And then I forgot to mention too that the North Mountain Road and off-ramp issue, we're going to talk to our Public Works Director and get with talk to HATS for a study to put put a traffic light there. It's on almost all off ramps coming off 81 southbound. So, but that costs money. So, we'll talk about it. But that's going to be put into the program and evaluated.
Thank you. The only other thing I'll mention is that last week, the Board of Supervisors, each of us individually, received a fan letter from a young lady named McKaylin. I won't disclose her last name, but she asked us to contribute to the Capital Area Soccer Association. And this is such a great program. So on behalf of the board, we've made a personal donation to CASA in McKaylin's name. And I just want to praise her for being ambitious and sending us a letter. The answer is always no if you don't ask, but just wanted to highlight CASA for a moment. It's really important, and soccer has played an important part in my daughter's life, who's on the premier team with CASA, and her development. The support not only contributes to the physical well-being of our young athletes, but helps them build character, teamwork, and lifelong memories. And CASA's goal is to provide children the opportunity to play the beautiful game, and we don't want to financially burden them or their families. That would present an obstacle from them participating. So thank you, McKaylin, for putting yourself out there, and we hope that you enjoy playing soccer this fall and in the future. Anything else? Okay. We will move on to the manager's report, and interim manager Verneau is not here this evening. So I think we can proceed to old business. And the first item for consideration tonight is item 7.1, which is to adopt resolution 2025-13. Mr. Weaver.
Thank you. Board members, you may recall we applied for an MPDS permit to have a discharge from our pool and spa. It's required under the new MS4 regulations. We have a dechlorination unit on the pool spa discharge. The DMR is called a discharge monitoring report. As part of the permit, you have to do a monthly sample and submit the results to the DEP. Rather than have the township manager or the board sign the report, the EPA, DEP allow this formatted resolution to authorize agents on behalf of the board. This resolution is proposing that the Public Works Director, myself, and our Civil Engineer MS4 Coordinator be authorized agents to sign DMRs. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Weaver. Are there any questions on Resolution 2312? I'm sorry, 2313. 2513. I apologize. Okay, no questions. Is there a motion to approve Resolution 2513?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, is there any public comment or discussion on this item? Okay, seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Weaver. All right.
Thank you.
Moving on to news business, and this is item 8, and it is action on bids for emergency repairs to the wastewater and stormwater collection systems. Thank you, Ms.
7.2.
Good evening.
We have item 7.2.
Oh, do we have 7.2? I'm sorry.
Sorry, Melissa.
Oh, it's not on my agenda. This was must be a previous agenda. Thank you. Okay.
Rachel, are you proposing to?
To accept the agreement with YSM for CDBG engineering services.
It is not loaded on the agenda center. I apologize, but you could still adopt it, right, Kevin? I mean, it's if you have the documents.
It is loaded. I checked it earlier yesterday.
Not coming up on this. Oh, here we go.
It wasn't in my packet.
It's just.
That
I think
should
it's
be
just out
it.
of order there. Oh, no, that's not it either.
That is it.
Oh, there it is. Okay, we're good.
I was going to
Thank
say.
you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Please proceed.
Okay.
I apologize.
No problem. Good evening. This evening, I am requesting approval for a professional service agreement with YSM Landscape Architects to provide design and engineering services for the township's community development block grant projects at Coons Park and Hodges Heights Park. YSM was the sole and lowest bidder. They have extensive experience in municipal park design and are familiar with our previous township projects. The total of $94,250 would be fully funded through CDBG allocation. $40,250 for Coons Park and $54,000 for Hodges Heights. We would begin the Coons Park project first, as it is time sensitive to meet the 2026 completion deadline and support the youth basketball league that serves more than 800 children. The Hodges Heights project would follow pending the grant award announcement expected in late November, which will determine the design and construction timeline. This agreement would allow both projects to move forward efficiently in compliance with the HUD and township standards.
Thank you, Director Scott. Are there questions for Director Scott at this time?
If the Hodges Heights we're waiting on an answer on the grant, right?
Correct.
Are we getting one and we don't know the amount, or we don't know if we're getting one?
We don't know if we're getting one. We had applied for CFA for $250,000.
Okay. So what happens to that money then if the money's not?
We would have to make a decision if the township is going to use general funds to cover the $250,000, or if we would delay and look for other grant funding before proceeding.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, are there any other questions for Director Scott?
I don't have a question. The only thing I'll mention to the board is there's a couple minor touch-up items to this agreement, so this will be just subject to final legal review.
Okay, thank you. All right, so I will ask for a motion to award the contract for engineering services for CDBG projects at Coons Memorial Park and Hodges Heights Park, subject to legal review of the contract.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any public comment or question on this item? Okay, seeing none. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, now we are moving on to new business. My apologies. So item 8.1 is action on bids for emergency repairs to the wastewater and stormwater collection system. Ms. Smith.
Yes, we opened bids for this project on October 16th. You received 2 bids, Rogel and EK Services. Rogel was the low bidder with $51,989, which was slightly below the engineer's estimate. The current contract you have right now for the emergency services runs out on October 21st, and Rogel also holds that contract as well. So this would just be pretty much continuing their services. Any questions?
Thank you. And Ms. Smith, are you comfortable working with this contractor? You've
Yes.
worked with them in the past.
Yes, we've worked with Rogel, and they've held the contract for the last 2 years, and I think previous years before that.
Quite some time. They've been with the authority for over 30 years doing this particular contract.
Okay, great.
Just want to give a quick shout out to staff as well. Our construction crew is capable of now doing some pretty deep sewer work, and with the equipment that we purchased and the staffing that we have now. So this contract used to be closer to $250,000. Now we're down to the $60,000 range for emergencies that our staff can't address right away, or it's equipment and materials that we don't have on hand that Rogel has. So this is we've come a long way here, but we're really comfortable with Rogel. So.
Thank you, Mr. Weaver. We appreciate it and all the work that you and staff does. And I will note that it came in under the engineer's estimate. So wonderful. Okay, are there any other questions for Ms. Smith? No?
All right, thank you.
Well, then I will ask for a motion on the action to award the bid for emergency repairs.
So moved.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
All right. Any public comment or discussion on this item? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, moving on to item number 9, and that would be 9.1, which is the improvement guarantees. Supervisor Thompson?
Having reviewed the two, are we going to show them?
Yeah, they're up there.
Anything up? Okay, okay. So we've got 2 improvement guarantees being presented this evening, 6509 Red Top Road, for the establishment of a swimming pool and pool house project, and the beginning of the cider press station new development. I make a motion to approve the improvement guarantees. I need a second.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any public comment or discussion on the improvement guarantees? Okay, seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to the payment of bills for Lower Paxton Township and Lower Paxton Township Authority. Supervisor Thompson?
Having reviewed the 3 check registers with the various departments today, I make a motion to approve the payment of bills.
Thank you, Supervisor Thompson. Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any public discussion or comment on the bills? Okay. Seeing none, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Are there any announcements from any board members? Any announcements from the public? Mr. Minsker, please, go ahead.
Your historical commission found out this evening that the Fort Gilchrist structure at the roughly corner of Linglestown Road and Colonial Road is to be demolished in the next 2 weeks. This was my first of the 10 projects that I presented to you. This structure, if you can picture it in your mind, it's in your booklet as a picture, is the oldest structure in our township. In the entire region of this part of Pennsylvania, there are no structures like this that go back to colonial days. Once it disappears, there is nothing like this anywhere. I don't know that our township can do anything about this, but I have a great concern that in about 2 weeks it will be gone. If there's some way that we can look into this to delay this or something, I would advise.
Thank you, Mr. Minsker. Yeah, when you presented this before, I think we did look into this. I think there's limited resources for us to be able to tackle the issue, and as you know, that property is very far beyond any repair. So, but we will continue to look into it. Thank you. I appreciate your comment. Okay, Mr. Miller, please go ahead.
I'm really familiar with that 4333. It's been there forever. Grew up down there. I mean, even 3B Ice Cream was a pond with a 2-story high dive. That's how far back it goes. But my point is, we have codes and ordinances for every single thing imaginable. Yet a building is allowed over the years to go into such a state of disrepair. Where were all the code violations that would have saved that building? So we have other older structures. Are we going to allow someone to say, oh man, that thing is full of mold, we got to tear it down? You allow it to get in such a deleterious condition. It has to go as to using the ability of code enforcement, whatever, to make them do repairs. I mean, that one on Locust Lane where the roof was caving in for 20 years, I mean, I don't know how it was standing. So but that's the point. I mean, I don't know how it ever got to that point. I think there should have been some type of interdiction, be compelled to repair it or get someone to buy it. But I feel it was maybe, let's say allegedly, it was allowed to go into a bad state of disrepair to the point of no return. And that's not something we should do with these massive historical structures. And the property's not really conducive to much anyway, because it's an embankment in the back and it goes down into the headwaters of the Paxton Creek. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Miller. We appreciate that. We can talk to community development, but they generally work on, tips as issues and complaints arise. So thank you. Yep.
In the future, perhaps we should do something to prevent it.
Appreciate that. Okay. I will ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, meeting adjourned at 7:49. Thanks, everybody.